Good morning, everybody. It's Victoria from Crafty Capers Rubber Stamps in Nanaimo and craftycapers.com. Happy Tuesday. Just bear with me. I'm going to watch myself on video today because, just because. And I'm just getting that set up. We do have a few quick announcements before we get started. Let me just put this here and hopefully we're good. There we are. Okay, so a few quick announcements before we get started. This weekend is garage sale, Crafty Capers garage sale. And Mother Nature is just trying to stress me out a little. And there is a small chance we could have rain. So I am going to ask everybody a favor from everybody. If you could all do sun dances, that would be great, because then we will, have no problems. So if everyone could do a sun dance for Sunday, that would be super. Good morning, Darlene. Next announcement is Thursday is our demo. Our free June demo, and Darlene M is going to be doing it, and it's running 10:15 till 12:15, and it should be a lot of fun. So no need to pre-register, just show up, the usual, and that is what's going on Thursday. Friday morning we have a class with Linda and Indy. And then Saturday is sale Saturday, and then Sunday is sunny garage sale day. So that's what's going on this week. See, Liz is already doing her sun dance every day. Hopefully she doesn't hurt herself. But I'm going to try doing a sun dance as well. Darlene, I've given her a bit of an out because she's got a bad back. But maybe she can just at least kick her legs or something. So today, this month, Darlene F and I have decided we're going to do Journal June. So Darlene and I both dabble in junk journal, art journals, all that kind of fun stuff. So, I'm kicking it off. I was going to do it on Fridays, but then we've scheduled a class, so that's not going to work. So probably twice a week we're going to have a journal page, or at least half a journal page done on our Facebook Lives. So don't turn off the video because you're like, oh yeah, journals aren't for me. It's not my thing. Keep watching, because you can use a lot of these techniques for cards. You might want to start journaling. I was kind of one of those people, oh, journaling's not for me, kind of thing. But I don't do it a lot. But when I do it, I'm always really pleased. And I'm always very relaxed, which I am not very good at. So give it a watch. And some techniques will probably work better for you than others. But I just wanted to kind of do that. So I personally have two, I actually found more journals, but I haven't done anything in them. I have two main journals. I have a Stamperia journal that, junk journals, they're a lot of fun. So I have a Stamperia journal, and I have a Diane Reevely journal. And I will admit I have not done much I've done more in my Diane Reevely one. But here's a spread I did in the Stamperia class a few years ago using Stamperia ephemera, and it was a lot of fun. So, that's an example. It can be pretty, it can be grungy, it can be whatever you want. And journals are a great place to experiment. You can practice different techniques, try some color combos, and just play. I was doing some collaging a week ago, and I was taking a class, And the woman was all kind of got a little woo-woo about how, you know, it's all relaxing and blah, 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 and get into your inner zen. And I'm not into that. So I thought, oh, dear Lord. But anyway, I did get into my inner zen, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm going to be working today in my Stamperia journal. I'm going to try and keep my Stamperia journal pretty and nice. And we'll work on that. The Dyan Reevely one, I have done a lot of classes with Dyan Reevely. And Dyan is a big one for just throwing things into the middle of your book. Just randomly. So, like I did this years ago. I need to glue down my washi tape. But there's a bunch of pages here. So super fun. There's another one. And I really like Dyan Reevely sayings. So Dyan Reevely's very bright colors, a little wacky, which I don't mind the bright colors, but I'm not really that wacky. But I do like her sassy sayings. And I think I have one of her saying sets around. So there's all kinds of weird and wonderful things in this book. But I still have lots of pages. So that's kind of my quick introduction to my junk journal, or journaling. I don't even know if it's junk. I'm not quite sure what the difference, honestly, is between junk journaling and art journaling. I don't really know. So I think it's just kind of do whatever you want to do. So I'm starting today with, this is a piece of watercolor paper. It is 4 by 6 approximately. I think it's a little smaller. And I have an idea. I'm just going to kind of go with it and hope it works out. I'm going to use some Distress inks, oxides. These are my 2 favorite Distress colors. I happen to just have them in an oxide format. I probably have them in the non-oxide format. This is a Waffle Flower Media Mat. It's well loved, as you can see. And I'm just going to put some color down onto my mat. This mat washes up super easy. And one thing I'm going to tell you, I normally, when I demo, I'm trying to use brand new product. Some of this product might not be available anymore. So I do apologize, but you'll kind of get the gist of it. So Distress oxides definitely are still available. So I've just smooshed some ink onto my mat. My mat, believe it or not, is clean, or as clean as I can make it. When you are doing this sort of technique, make sure, sometimes the ink sprays and it will get on your phone or your pants or your, it's always your white top. So just be careful when you're spraying. And I'm just going to plunk this down, leave it for a second, peel it up. It's quite light. I'm going to add some more color. If it is too light for you, maybe you've added too much water, you can always let it sit and do it again. I'm going to grab my baby wipes. I'm going to try and do another layer to make this a little darker, but I'm also trying to move quickly so that you're not bored. So if you have any questions, just pop them into the chat and either Darlene or I can probably answer them, hopefully answer them. Check right there. Oops. So ink always likes to go to the edges. You can always wipe that off. And you can always heat set. I'm going to use more Broken China because it's the darker color. And I'm just going to pop this down. And I want it kind of splotchy and fun darker as well. So this definitely is not a new technique. There we are. That's a lot darker. I like that. So I'm going to set this aside, wipe this up so I don't make a bigger mess. And normally I would let this dry, but again, we're kind of under the gun here, or I have put myself under the gun. We could just watch ink dry if we wanted, but we're not going to. Then I'm going to grab a stencil, and I have grabbed, this is from Designed by Jamie from the Crafters Workshop. This one is called Mermaid Tail, and that's what it looks like. You can use any stencil you like. I'm going to use my Crafters Workshop Light and Fluffy modeling paste, and I'm just going to do some random spots on it. So there's my Light and Fluffy. And one thing with using your stencil when it's wet, or on your project when it's wet, the Distress ink will soak up into your Light and Fluffy and will kind of tint it, which I kind of like. And I'm just doing this randomly on a couple of spots on this. I'm going to call it a tag. Get in there, you. Peel it up. I do have a bucket of water waiting. Thank you, Liz. Liz brought a bunch of takeout containers that she had kicking around her house. So we have some perfect containers for popping stencils into, because you need to wash your stencils after you've used them, because if not, you will get gooby bits and they will be on there forever and ever. So again, that was the Mermaid Tail stencil. I'm just going to throw my palette knife in there as well and do the 10-second tidy. So I'm going to hold this up, and you can see that texture. This is wet and will be wet for a few hours. So I just want to show you what it looks like. So that's how I'm starting my tag. I actually did this last night, and I have a dry one. Voila! Just so we're not watching stuff dry. So this one, same technique, except I used a circle stencil. So that was a Simon Hurley stencil, and I'm not quite sure where it is on my table. So I have this going. Oh, I'm going to wipe up this paste that is on my mat. Oh, and this is watercolor paper that I'm working on. It warps less than regular paper. There we are. I think that's done. I'm trying not to put anything on top of my wet stencil paste. So there we go. I'm going to turn this into a tag. So I'm going to grab my scissors. There you are. And I'm going to angle this just like so. Try and cut it in a straight line. And a little sneaky trick to make your own tags. So I've got this little triangle. Goes like this. I'm going to put it like this on my other side of my tag. I do have tag dies. I just didn't have them at home, quite honestly. And then you can just cut it and you'll have the same angle. These can go in the garbage, or I don't know. So there's my tag. So what I'm going to do next is I have a bunch of ephemera. This is from a variety of 49 and Market collections. I don't quite know which came from where. They were all just in a big bag. So I'm going to, this one actually obviously came from Toast, and it's the back of a packaging. I'm just gonna pop that down. I'm gonna do a little collage on here. And I don't know where I'm going, so just, you know, bear with me. So honestly, I've not planned this ahead, so just, as I say, bear with me. But we all have little bits of ephemera. I'm sure if you don't, I know a place that will sell some to you, or you might be able to even find it at the garage sale. There's lots of ephemera in every package, and I don't know anybody who uses it all up. And if you do, you have my respect, because I never do. So I'm just quickly going through my ephemera. I think some of these came from Maker Mania back in the day. I want something that's over here. Maybe I want that. I think that'll work. I always have to, probably you guys do this too. I'm always thinking there's something better just around the corner. There's something better. I know it. I just know it. So I'm going to do that little cluster with my ephemera. And as I say, don't know where it came from. Well, I know most of it came from, maybe all of it came from 49 and Market. So I think I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do. And don't overthink it. If you're not sure if something is working for you, you can always take a picture. That, for me, that always helps. I don't quite know why, but just looking at it makes me be like, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Before I glue everything down, let's hope I remember this. I should have taken a picture, but I'm using my phone right now. So I'm just going to pop that there, pop those there. I'm going to do some stamping to make my tag a little more interesting. Yes, I agree, Darlene. It's kind of fun to have a little bit of a, I don't know, a treasure hunt, maybe? So this is a Stamperia stamp set. I doubt it's still available. It's by good old Vicky. Good old Vicky. I like this one because it's got all kinds of fun bits. I'm going to grab my VersaFine Clair black ink. This is just a crackle, so it doesn't really matter if it's up or down. Well, there probably is no up or down. And really loosely, stamping this. And if it doesn't stamp perfect, doesn't really matter. Try not to stamp your finger. If it stamps over your texture, it's all good. If you get a fingerprint on it, it's all good. There we go. So stamp that crackle stamp with my VersaFine Clair. this to the side and wash it later. So now I have my tag. I'm going to also, I have a Posca. This is a black Posca. And I am going to, it's going to make me anxious, but I can do it. I'm going to just border around the edge. And I'm trying to make it wiggly. It's going really wiggly because of the... I'm not trying to make it straight because it won't go straight. I learned this technique from, who did I learn this from? Wendy Vecchi. So she said to do this, but do 2 lines because then it looks kind of more finished. And don't try and go over top of your first line. Just kind of let her go. So I'm going to do it. This kind of makes me nervous, but because I like things pretty and neat. Of course, I'm going right over top of my first line because that's the way it goes, but I couldn't do that again if I tried. But this is a fun, easy way to kind of finish your projects. They seem to be kind of floating a bit. And it doesn't require a lot of any real special tools. If you go over, it's all good. Okay, so there is my black line done with my black Posca. Now I'm going to put my pieces back together. And I'm going to start with this one. I need to find my adhesives. I'm going to use mostly glue, I think. Maybe not. We'll see. If you're gluing over top of a stenciled area, I would recommend glue or use quite a lot of glue because it's hard for tape to get in the, it's impossible, honestly, for tape to get into the nooks and crannies of, that's dried stencil paste. So there we are. I'll probably do these next, I guess. So again, I know you all have little bits and pieces from home. Or maybe you bought, I don't know, a cool top or something and it had a cool tag. This one went underneath as well. Oh, maybe it didn't. Maybe the green one didn't go underneath. I can't even remember. It's all good though. Doesn't matter. I find doing these clusters is kind of fun. And then this guy. Nope, I'm going to do something else. I have somewhere but of course I can't find it. Here it is. I have some black twine in my stash that is probably very knotted. A little. I'm going to just cut a length of it off and save this for my next project. And I'm gonna, I don't want it quite so tight. I'm gonna tuck this end in. I'm gonna pop this on top and just see what's going on. Okay, it needs to be bigger. I don't want that end hanging out though. we'll do that. And where is my tape? I don't know where my tape is. I had tape. I know I did. There it is. I'm going to use my Suquang tape to, I'm going to make sure I know what I'm doing here. Stick that out a little more. I'm going to kind of eyeball where this is going so that I don't have tape sticking out here. If that makes sense. It's not random, Liz. It is carefully planned out. No, I'm just kidding. It's not really. So that's kind of the fun thing. It's shockingly relaxing, even though you don't have a plan. And I always like to have a plan. So usually that kind of freaks me out. But I do find it pretty relaxing to I'm just playing. And we don't really know what's going to happen. Or I don't, anyway. I guess I'll take this off, but I'm going to add glue as well. Because, again, it's bumpy, and I don't entirely trust this tape to hold this piece here. But with this string, it adds a little more texture. It's going to make this square pop up a little. That's still not. You go out there. There we go. So, putting that down. Before I add my flowers and my little back to nature, I'm going to do some splattering. And I have some glue from probably the 90s. It's probably not an exaggeration. I'm gonna hopefully, I know it's pretty thick because I was using it on the other day. Come on, you. There we go. Okay, so it probably should be thrown away, but I'm kind of cheap. So just a little squirt of black acrylic paint. I have better acrylic paint. Also in my stash, but again, I like to be cheap. So I'm just mixing this up with the water so it's nice and watery. When you're spattering, be careful because it's easy to spatter your pants or your phone or your, just random, especially if you're wearing white, it will be extra splattery because that's just the way life is. So there we are. It kind of grays out. I think it's because of the age. I'm going to pop that there while I wipe this up so I don't stick my hand or my white shirt into it. So let us know, I don't mean me, but in a couple of weeks, let us know if you like the Journal June. It's just something we've never done before, but we thought it would be kind of fun. And this is how my mat gets all stained and yucky, but it's all good. Okay, so my splatters are mainly dry. Mainly. Now I am going to pop my, not pop, but I'm going to cut this off because this is a little bit of packaging still in there. This is a great way to use bits in your stash. And again, I'm popping some glue on there. Stop sending me messages, whoever it is. Pop that down. And I'm going to pop this up if I can find my pop dots. And then I'm going to put this into my Stamperia journal. And I've just got one more quick technique to show you in my album. And I think these videos are going to run long, so just be aware. Darlene will be doing hers on Wednesdays. I'm going to mostly do mine Fridays, but depending on life, I, you know, might have to switch things up a bit. Okay, so there's my tag done with a crooked sentiment. There we go. Okay, so now I have my album. This is my Stamperia, pretty one. And I have pre-inked, put the glue on, my page. I used broken china, tumbled glass, and chipped sapphire oxides. And I'm just going to show you. So it's pretty random, pretty splotchy. I know that you always hear that distress inks are water reactive. And I want to show you what that means. I think a lot of people don't know what that means. So you're supposed to use a piece of kitchen roll, but I have these fairly dry baby wipes handy, so we'll use that. So I'm going to spray my paper. I'm going to let it sit for a minute. And then when you blot it off, it takes away some of the ink. And that's what water reactive means. So I'm going to hold this up so you can see, hopefully. Do you see how in here there's little water splotches? So the key to this technique is you need to blot the water. If you just spray the inked area, maybe it'll have some watermark, but it won't actually remove the ink because nobody's removed it, if that makes sense. And it's always good to let it sit for a few seconds. And I should probably be doing more of the outside than the inside. And I let it sit. And it just adds a little something something. I could have splattered it with my leftover black paint. That just came to me. But then so that I don't lose this beautiful tag, that maybe needs a bit more glue on this side, I'm going to pop it just down here, and it's going to go into my journal. So that is day one of Journal June. So hopefully you found this inspiring. Hopefully you can do something fun with some of the stuff that you have. And let us know what you think about this idea. I know that people are always looking for inspiration and ideas. And Darlene and I came up with this a few months ago. So, because we're on the ball like that. I'm just going to stick that down. So let us know. Let us know if there is maybe a specific technique you'd like to see, or maybe you have some strange ephemera that you've had for a while and you don't really know what to do with it. I know we've all got that. And maybe we can try and help you out. So there we go. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Have a great day. Darlene will be up tomorrow with her first Journal June layout, or maybe part of it. Some weeks it might just be like half of a layout, just because there's a lot of ink drying and that sort of thing. But yeah, you never know. It is something new. Hopefully you got some ideas. And don't forget, all these techniques can be used on your cards, your scrapbook layouts, your home decor, all your bits. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great day. Feel free to share the videos. I will pop them up on YouTube. It might not go up today. We'll see what happens. My plan is to put them up quickly onto our YouTube channel. Don't forget we have one. And I think that's it. So thanks for watching. Hopefully you didn't just see my head as I'm trying to stand up. Have a great day, everybody, and thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.